everyone. Welcome to the Seeds of Success podcast, hosted by Dottie San Martin and myself, Orly Rivera. This show is your weekly dose of knowledge, insights, and actionable tips to transform centers into striking successes. Whether you're a seasoned industry professional or just stepping onto the lanes, we've got you covered. So, Dottie, I was going over the list of shows that we were going to be doing here soon, and I saw collaborating. And, the first thing I think is, I'm thinking of like, you remember Rob Thomas did a collab with Santana, or, maybe Biggie Smalls and Tupac. Is that the route we're going down, or what is collab going to be about?
Not exactly, but open up your mind here. Think this through. Collabs are everywhere, Orly. Everywhere you look, you've got shoe companies that are collaborating with athletes, and you've got cereal companies that partner with, Olympians, and you've got all these collabs going on of people that are partnering together, people that are combining efforts. They're working together. They're putting their brains together. They're utilizing one's customer base in combination with another customer base, and they're driving customers through that, right? And it's no different than, back in the day, you work together, right? Together, things are better, right? We've heard that many, many times. Together is better. But I know that you kind of had that puzzle look when I put that as our topic for today. But, in the bowling and entertainment industry, there is wonderful opportunity for collaboration and partnerships. And collabs are really, it's the thing right now. You look at what's trending, what's hot. What are people really into right now? Who are the people? What are the brands that are all the customers are gravitating to? Where are the opportunities? And so that can also be pulled into the bowling and entertainment business as well. Look at those opportunities. Look at what's trending. Look at what businesses are on the rise, and figure out what can we do to partner. How can we create a collaboration with those people? Right?
Yeah, and I think there's a lot, now I'm thinking about it, there's a lot of different ways you could do that. You might think like, oh, you know what, this business has a lot in line with what we do, and, you could collab because it's like we kind of, we have the same customers. But then if you think about it, you could kind of mix it up. Like, no one would ever think that we would collab with this person or this company,
right? And
you're bringing in a whole different crowd, Like, did anyone think Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart were going to collab? Probably not. And look how successful that was, right?
Exactly. So, and that's really what today's episode, I want to encourage our listeners today to not be afraid to do some kind of outside of the box thinking. So, we're coming into the summer months here, and you've got centers that are doing things like Kids Bowl Free. And, that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. But, if you are doing something like that or any sort of program in the summertime where you're doing something for children and families that are coming in, then look at your area restaurants. There are restaurants that do like a Tuesday night is kids eat free night, right? So collaborate with them and put your heads together and come up with, what do we need to do? How do we take this to the next level, right? And it doesn't stop there. So, you've got vendors that you work with, and there are a number of different vendors that people really buy into that brand, and they follow that brand, right? They like the logo. They like the branding that company uses or whatever. And so think about that. Think about all those, say, Starbucks junkies, right? I'm one of those, right? I love all things Starbucks, right? Think about, how can I partner? How can I come up with a collaboration in which I can leverage that trend, that desire to follow that brand, and how can we work together? And listeners, remember, you have so much to offer. First of all, you've got your customer base that's coming into your center, and you've got reports and statistics to back how many people you have through there. So you can have, numbers to back what you're talking about and to support this proposal for a collaboration. But you also have prime real estate for people looking to get their brand out, to get it out.
Yeah.
Look at these our centers that have Neoverse and the Neoverse wall, and being able to put, your billboards with the logo of who you've got a collaboration going with right now. That is huge. And centers are receiving top dollar. I mean, top dollar for that type of a real estate, right? Now centers have like kiosk. That's prime real estate too, or your scoring monitors. All of that is your leverage when you are trying to collaborate with someone, right? I'm talking brands. So think through what you want from them and what you can give to them in return.
Yeah, and I think one thing you got to, we say this a lot with a lot of when it comes to a lot of topics, but you can't be scared to go out there and share these ideas with these companies because, sometimes people think like, oh, they might not want to advertise here. Oh, they might not want to try this. But if you go let them know what you can do for them, like whether it's putting it up on the Neoverse wall or on your kiosk or on your monitors, they might think like, oh, wow, you can do that. And then if they actually see that, if you show them, like, this is what it could look like, they might be like, oh, wow, yeah, let's do this. And a lot of times people don't even know that's something you're able to do. Right. So like you said, you can't hide things from people. You got to let them know what's available, what you can do. One of those, help me help you type things. Right. Let them know, and yeah, that could be huge. And same thing with the vendors. I spoke to vendors before and said, hey, we should do this. And some of them didn't really think of that. Like, oh, wow, I didn't really think that we could do something like that. And some of them are like, basically, oh, I never thought you would ask. I was waiting this whole time for you to, to mention something. I would love to do something like this with you.
Yes. And the key to that, Orly, is that you have to have it well thought out in your mind, and really this is not anything new. You don't have to go in, head first. You need to think it through. You need to have a plan. You need to know what you are wanting out of this collaboration and what you're going to be able to give to the person that you're collaborating with. And this has been going on a long time, right? It's called relationship marketing, right? It's you help me, I help you, and together we grow, right? Mm-hmm. And again, it needs to start with a well thought out plan. So think exactly what you want to do. So if you want to create a weekly program where everybody that participates in this weekly program is going to be, let's just say we partner with Crown Royal. There's a lot of people out there that love the color, the purple and the gold, and they like the logo look. And of course, it goes without saying that they like the flavor of the product, right? But there's a lot of enthusiasts, and they would love to see a collaboration. So don't be afraid. Go. I know it seems far-fetched, right? Why would they want to deal with me? Put your plan in place and show them in black and white. This is why you want to deal with me. This is what I can do for you. And this is what I want in return. Think it through, present it to them, and show them why you want this collaboration and how it's going to benefit them. So, like I said, people love brands. They follow brands. So when you can partner with that, and there's a lot of collaboration going now with influencers. If you're into that, that's awesome. To find your influence and collaborate with someone that loves your hyperboling that you offer now. But for sure, collaborating with others, even big, national brands, it is not far-fetched. And the only way you're going to know if they're going to want to collaborate with you is to put a proposal in front of them. The very worst, listeners, that they can do is say, no, I'm not interested.
Exactly. And who's the biggest, if you think about it, who's one of the biggest and baddest collaborators is McDonald's. If you think about it, like the Happy Meals over the years where it was like, oh, there was Pokemon cards or Barbie or Hot Wheels, and how many people went to go buy a meal or food just to get that. Or whether it's, remember, this is going to age me a little bit, Team USA basketball cups.
Yeah.
Remember those? Like, they were like the big thing. Until this day, I still see people out there selling those. So, people would go buy a meal just to get that thing. So, yeah, when you collab, and especially if it's, you never know if it's someone that was expecting it or somebody wasn't expecting, like, oh, wow, did you hear if you go to, the bowling center and bowl a game, you get this from this company or vice versa, So, yeah, I think it could be something huge.
Yeah, it's really, it's endless. It really is. And, you've got other ways that you can collaborate. Even going through like your radio stations and getting the word out that, hey, when they have an artist that comes into town, we would love to hook up with them, right? Maybe it is a one day collaboration, but nonetheless, hey, I want to throw, I want to work with this artist. They're coming into town. I want to do this. I want to do that. And, have an after hours event for them. And then I want to do some sort of something unique for my center. And here's what I can do in return.
Exactly. If somebody wants to collab with us, we do live shows at bowling centers all the time and we charge millions, but still just feel free to reach out.
Hey. Now I will say that is a bit far-fetched, but hey, the offer's out there. So if you want to, all they can do is say no, right, Orly?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I think the message that we want to get out here is that you do offer a lot. You have a client base. You have technology that allows you to produce amazing advertisements for people that collaborate with you. And you have so much to offer. You, on the other hand, need to be creative as to what others have that you want. And, Orly and I, we're really good about going after things that we want. So we highly encourage you to do the same thing.
Exactly. Yeah. I actually want to cover a show one of these days on that. Just how you can't be scared, just got to go. And we have some perfect examples of things that we've did where we probably thought people were going to think we were crazy for coming up with it. But, again, what's the worst somebody could say is no.
Absolutely. And you'll never know that unless you ask the question. That married with a little bit of determination and drive. Of course, you and I are very competitive. So when we set our eye on something, we aren't going to sleep until we accomplish it. So
exactly.
I'm not encouraging everybody to be as over the top as we are, because sometimes it's detrimental to our health. But nonetheless, have some determination and some confidence in yourself that you're going to make it happen for your center. But collabs. Yep. That's what I wanted to talk about today, Orly. Collabs. And yes, in a bowling center, in an entertainment center, it is possible. Well, thank you, everyone. Remember, today's seeds of knowledge are tomorrow's fruits of success. See you in our next episode.